Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Royal Instinct. Today we are going to be watching a video by Simon Sinek, who wrote a few books. One was called How to Find Your Why, and this is a short clip from the High Performance podcast where they talk with Simon about how to find your why. The why being, why did you get up in the morning? What is your purpose? Many people feel very aimless. Many people feel very directionless. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. And then people like Simon come along who give you the magic pill, the magic answer on how to find your why. Okay. You're supposed to win in life. You're supposed to rise to the top. You're supposed to be the best that you can be. And if you fall short of being better than somebody else, you have to beat that person. Life is survival of the fittest. You have to rise to the top. You have to, in essence, be a king, become a king, and you have to be seen as a king. We are slowly migrating from planet Earth to the internet. You might say, well, the internet's already here. Well, actually, we are getting ready to be fully immersed, fully plugged in into the internet. Facebook is coming out with the metaverse. Virtual reality is upon us. Other social media platforms are fighting to build some sort of virtual reality to plug us in permanently. They want to surveil us permanently. They want to control us permanently. They want to see what the fuck it is that we are doing, right? And in essence, AI is also here. AI will take most of humanity's jobs. Most people will be made redundant, and most people will be left behind because once you do not have a job, you're not producing anything. You are unable to make money. Okay, and if you are not able to contribute to society via your productivity, then the elites seem you a surplus to requirements. Okay, you will be on government benefits, you'll be on universal basic income, and you will be won't be allowed out your room. You'll be left into some type of voluntary imprisonment where you are allowed to live, you're allowed to eat. In return, you'll be left in your room to run around in the metaverse, in virtual reality. That way, they can see what the fuck you're doing. You're not causing too much of a carbon footprint. And then once you die, they'll take all your resources, all your inheritance. Once you pass on, you will literally fizzle out of existence. Nobody will ever know that you existed or were here, and the earth will be left to for the elites and their offspring. Okay, sounds very bleak, sounds very dystopian. A lot of people won't believe what I'm saying. A lot of people do not have the capacity in their mind to see what is going on. Okay, all you gotta do is do a little bit of digging, look into the World Economic Forum, the WEF, see what it is that they're up to. Their favorite slogan that they love to throw around is that you all own nothing and be happy. Okay, um, whole of human history was about resource accumulation, resource acquisition, and now they're saying, oh, but you don't need that to be happy. We'll just take away all your money, or your land, or your houses, or your properties, or your anything of value, basically, and you won't be allowed to form any social connections, any physical connections, any romantic connections. You're allowed to socialize online, I guess. It'll be some sort of sedation that happens to you. But let's see what Simon has to say. Here on Royal Instinct, what I'm looking for 100 people who want to rise to the top, who know what is coming, who want to protect themselves, who want to become the future leaders that the world needs, who want to be seen as somebody who is important, be seen as a king. If you are someone that is struggling with finding your purpose, finding your why, it is something that I help my clients with. We look at what you are most passionate about, what you are most interested in, what you are good at, and we make you into a content producing machine. You will be a charismatic leader, a charismatic communicator, and make content around the subject that is of interest to you. Why are we making content? Well, because AI will take most of jobs. The only thing left for you to do is to rise to the top and be seen as a celebrity, somebody who's able to garner attention, somebody who's able to um, show that they are competent, show that they are an expert in their field, somebody who is worth knowing. That way, once you're able to garner attention, money will flow your way into your pockets. You'll be able to acquire resources. You'll be able to build a kingdom in essence. And once you have a kingdom, you are naturally seen as a king. Okay, if you believe it is your destiny to be a royal, if you are of royal descent, reach out to me. I'm building a network of kings, a royal alliance, where we together build our kingdoms, and together band together, um, forming a united nations, a united kingdoms in essence, where we take over, the evils of the world, and the people under us, our citizens. We will protect them. We will usher in a peaceful future for humanity. If that is something that you want to be part of, if you believe that you are supposed to be a leader, if you are destined for greatness, then reach out to me and let's see if we can work together. But let's get into this video. Let's see what Simon has to say.
I've got a lot of things running through my head, right? The biggest one is this this fear that I'm not sure I'm going to be able to find my why, because I'm 44, and I've lived quite a sort of like a transient life. So I lived in the countryside, messed up my exams at school, and went straight into working in television.
Just a quick recap of what this guy, I forgot what his name is, Jake something. Yeah, he was a successful TV presenter, right? I think he presented for the BBC at some stage, possibly also Sky News, Sky Sports News. So this isn't just like some bum, right? Like he's had a pretty successful career. He's pretty well known, and now he has a quite successful podcast, I believe, as well. So don't fall for the sob story.
So then I was only young, so I was just trying to make my mark, and I thought my why, I guess I would have said at that time, is just be great in TV. That ended up on television, working on kids TV, and again it was just about being all in that period because it was quite intense. And then I was only in my mid-20s when I got the chance to present Formula One for the BBC in the UK, which doesn't happen to people of that age normally. So it was all into that world, like the kids TV world kind of was left behind straight away, and that's all I did. And then I quite like taking risks, so I
Come on, man, get into your fucking story. I don't really give a shit about this whole pre-ramble. Just get to
sort
the
of
question.
intense work to intense work, and I love what I've done, but now I'm like, what is why have I done it?
Okay, just a quickly. So yeah, he didn't know what to do. He became a TV presenter by accident, apparently. I'm sure his father had some sort of fucking connection. And now he's 44 years old. He doesn't know what his why is. It's you were supposed to build a kingdom, like you are supposed to be a resource acquiring machine. You're supposed to rise to the top, and you're supposed to be part of a community, form a community, and usher in helpful insights for the next generation. Okay, there comes a stage in a man's life where you also have to look out for the future, look out for the next generation. Offer advice and wisdoms, learnings from your own personal failings. Okay, you can't be afraid of failure. People think, oh my god, that person failed. It's like that's the end of the world. It's like failure is part of growth. Failure is the path to success. Okay. If you watch a baby try to learn to walk, it will fall over many times until its legs are strong enough. And a part of any man's success story is the amount of times he has failed and risen up. Okay. That is how you become stronger. That is how you become wiser. That is how you get wisdom in order to formulate new plans to learn how to do things correctly. I mean, this guy, he's building a platform. He's building his fame. All right, that is his attention. That is the only thing left for us to do in this society is acquire resources and acquire fame. Basically, be somebody that is known. Right, most rich people, once they become rich, they realize how useless money is. Money's great up until a certain level, but after like 20, 30, 40, 50 million, it's like you can live a luxurious lifestyle. But then most rich people look at famous people and see the amount of attention that they get, because like you'd think, like, once you make like 20-30 million, people would be like, oh, congratulations, like you're a millionaire now. But most people don't really care. Most people are like, oh, that's nice. Can I have a bit of money? And if the answer is no, then they just move on. It's like nobody gives a fuck. But if you are somebody who is also famous, who is also well liked, and other people look up to you, people treat you more differently. That is the type of respect most millionaires want. Is actually fame and respect that they're after, rather than just money. Because if you're trying to require money to fill a void, it'll be fruitless. Money is there to protect you. Money is there to use it as a resource to build and expand your kingdom. And that is what Jake should be doing. He should be focusing on expanding a kingdom. He's on the right track, but he kind of doesn't know why he's doing what he is doing, right? Because he's already knew, right? He fucked up at school, became a TV presenter because he's like, oh, I'll do this. Well, why a TV presenter? Do you go, why not work in a fucking bakery? Because he instinctively knew, if I'm on the TV, my fame is going to rise, okay, and that will bring more opportunities. And now he's like, well, I'm doing this podcast, my fame is still rising. I'm presenting for Formula One. What is my why? Your why is to increase your fame further, so you can require me more resources, and it's just a never-ending cycle until you die. And it sounds kind of bleak, I guess, but it's just a fact of life. It's most humans are after power. That is the thing that will make most at least men will make most men happy, but even women are after power. They want to every human wants to exert their will on the world, bend the world to their reality. And that is what brings long-term joy. Here on Royal Instinct, we are banding together 100 kings, 100 royals who will bend the world, bring it down to our knees, and we will become the new de facto rulers. And that's when you will understand what your why is.
Did you have a childhood?
Yes.
Okay, good. So you have a why. We're good there. Okay. So let's have a little fun, why don't we?
Okay.
Do you have a childhood? I mean, you're looking at a fucking full-grown adult. Like, everyone's had a fucking childhood. Like, whether it was a good or bad childhood is a different thing, but everyone's been through childhoods. Like, this guy, he just spews a bunch of nonsense, and it's like, oh yeah, did you have a childhood? Okay, now we start there. All right, let's see where he goes.
Okay. Tell me a specific story of something you've done at any point in your career. Could have been an F1, it could have been football, it doesn't matter.
Is this a fucking therapy session or what?
TV presenter for children's television, I don't care. Tell me a specific story of something you were part of, or something you did that you absolutely loved. And if every day was like this day, or if every project was like this project, you would be the happiest person alive.
So can I just jump in here and ask, why
I hope he fucking catches his grift.
is that an important question to ask now, Simon?
Let's talk about it.
He doesn't want to reveal all his secrets. He's got a sly smile on his face. He's like, oh, you nearly caught me in my grift, but let me carry on so I can further hypnotize you with my words.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's a good one. I think I would probably plump for standing in the pit lane for my first ever Formula One Grand Prix.
Okay.
So he just wants to be a presenter for Formula One for the rest of his life. Just be happy at the sidelines. Be like, oh, hey. So in some ways, like what this guy's problem is, he doesn't recognize he has any talents. He doesn't recognize what his talent is, and he's just happy being part of it. Whereas, like, really, he's not confident enough to be the main character in life. He is not confident enough to impose his will on the world. He kind of just wants to be on the sidelines, to be part of the action, but not really in the depths and in the middle of it. So that brings about a lot of confusion in his life and a lot of anxiety in his life. You can see it in his face. He looks like a scared little boy who doesn't know what to fucking do, which is why he's asking Simon Sinek for life coaching advice.
And it meant a lot to me because I was working on kids telly, and at that time people on children's BBC didn't get the chance to go and work in sport.
So basically, he worked for children's TV, and then he was allowed to move across to work for adult TV, I guess. And he was like, "Oh, now I get treated like an adult. You know, now people will like me." Ha ha ha.
Broadcasting, and I'd only had a meeting maybe about a year before, where I told the story to the head of sort of talent for BBC Sport.
Mm-hmm.
I had a meeting with her because I wanted to be a sports presenter, and she said, "Well, what are your qualifications?" And I kind of jokingly said, "Well, I got ENU for my A levels." Ha ha ha! To a stern response from her, and then she said, "What about sport? You played to a professional level."
Well, why is he joking around? Like he literally had the chance to have a you know a preliminary interview with the person who's going to hire you, and he jokingly said like, "I failed my exams." It's like no, you have to paint yourself in the best fucking light. You know, you have to present yourself as a king. You have to be of a royal standard. You have to show the world that you are serious, and then the world will take you seriously in return. This guy has no backbone. He has never developed that royal instinct that every person is born in the world, but it is down to you to further develop it. It's down to you to crown yourself a king before the world crowns you in return.
And again, I said, "Well, I played one game for the school football team." Ha ha! And
his whole life's a fucking joke. He's just ha-ha-ing his way through life. And this is the point. It's like, look, he's actually got a very successful podcast because he's as you said, he's a BBC presenter, a sports presenter. So he has kind of connections into the world, so he can get quite good guests onto his platform. So people don't come for him. People come for the guests, the higher profile guests that he's able to get onto his podcast. So again, he's bringing nothing to the table apart from a platform, and there's thousands of fucking podcasts in the world today. What makes it? There's no confidence. There's no spark in the eyes. It's very he's just a template caricature. As the kids would say, an NPC. Just fading in the background, being like, oh, literally, like you're supposed to get insightful information for your viewers, but he's treating this as a therapy session for himself. You should be able to really outwork him, outclass him. I was hoping this video would be about Simon, but so far it's all on Jake.
she said to me, these are the exact words: BBC Sport don't employ people like you.
Yeah, because he's a fucking clown. Like he's making it sound like he's a victim. He's like you literally joked around with your future employer. Okay, like have some respect. Be serious. Show yourself to be someone who's serious. And this guy's like he like. Do you know what? If he was a person of color, like he would pull out the race card so hard right now, so hard, right? Yeah, it's off. No one would hire you. Like you shouldn't even be in a fucking job because you are officially a clown.
So I was like, wow, okay. And it felt like a shut door. So then it was about finding a different way, which meant I spoke to a friend who worked in the football department, and I said, just give me an opportunity. And I used to go and travel to like 3rd and 4th division football matches with an ISDN kit for about £100 a game. And it felt difficult because when you're on kids telly, you get a false sense of like you're standing in the media because you go out and like kids are getting excited because you're there, or you do an event and it's like hundreds of screaming children. You're like, wow, this is awesome. And then suddenly you're like just doing little bits of reporting. And I remember feeling this hit on my back, and I remember turning around and these young like 17-year-olds had thrown like a meat pie at me, and it hit me on the back, and they'd gone,
I mean, this is just a train wreck of an interview. It's like you got someone threw a meat pie at you. It's like, well, why are you making yourself an easy target like that? You know what I mean? Like, be aware of your surroundings. You know what I mean? Like it sounds like he's just a fucking school kid in the school cafeteria getting bullied by 17-year-olds. It's like what's going on, Jake? Do you get what I mean? Like every person deep down understands fame is important. Every person, teenagers in today's society understand the importance of it, which is why they're jumping on TikTok, which is why they are jumping on Instagram. We are slowly moving to the metaverse, and if you're not able to have attention upon yourself, if you're not able to be seen on the internet, you'll be left behind. You need to, before we are fully immersed in the metaverse, build a following. AI will be strong enough to stop you doing that in the near future. I really think we've got about 12 to 18 months left for you to start get in on this, get in on the ground up, build a platform for yourself. be seen as a king, build a following, because it will get ever harder as time goes by. The longer you leave it, the more fucked it will get. I don't want that for you. I don't want that for anyone. If you want to work with me and not end up like Jake, become famous in the correct way, in a confident way, and not end up on your own podcast where you're supposed to interview someone and then just spill out your life story for a free therapy session, then reach out to me. Let's see if we can work together. For everybody else, that is it. Thank you very much and goodbye.